Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I paint the leather on my cadians. To start off with, I do a base coat of Rhinox hide. Try to do two thin coats, keeping in mind the fatigues and avoiding them. Any mistakes can be cleaned up. The leather parts that I painted are the belt, the backpack, the straps, and all the little pockets on his belt. After this, I take very thin down Abaddon black, or any black paint for that matter, and I sort of wash it in all the recesses. You can play pretty fast and loose with this step, so try and get it in all the little recesses, trying to avoid pooling, but if it pools, it won't be that noticeable in the end. Our first highlight will be a thick highlight of Doomble Brown on all the edges. You can be rough with this one, and if any mistakes are made, they won't be noticeable. You could also just play them off as scratches in the leather. Our second highlight will be an even thinner line of Steel Legion Drab over everything you just highlighted. Try to be neat and controlled with this highlight, although any mistakes can be cleaned up with Doomble Brown or Rhinox hide. Also, our last edge highlight will also cover any mistakes made in this step. Finally, I do an edge highlight of just pure Carrick stone. This is going to be the finest and most noticeable edge highlight, so take your time on this. Also, Carrick stone can be a pretty translucent paint sometimes, so what I like to do is I like to use a big thick blob, but I like to just have it on the tip of my brush and use it just for the very edges. Doing two thin layers is also a valid option for this highlight. I know that two thin coats has been ingrained in a lot of people's minds, but generally I found besides the base coat, the actual edge highlights and all the other successive highlights, I can sort of play around with the consistency. I know that most of the time when I'm doing edge highlights, I like to not even thin my paint that much, normally just to get that one opaque coat. I tend to be of the mindset that do whatever works for you regardless of if it works for other people. And that's our leather done. I think next video I'm going to try and do the metallics and the gaiters and maybe some of the black on the boots. Hopefully I can get that done pretty soon. Thanks for watching.